Today we're going to talk about why you should only use distilled water in your cold therapy machine. By the end of this video, you're going to come away with 4 key takeaways on why distilled water is the only way to go. Key factor number 1, it's going to reduce your mineral deposits. Number 2, it's going to minimize your bacterial growth. Number 3, prolonged lifespan of the machine. And number 4, it's going to give you optimal performance. So let's jump into this and see why distilled water for your cold therapy machine is the only way to go. Key factor number 1 is trying to reduce the mineral deposits in the cold therapy machine and in the pad. So this whole video is about distilled water, and this is what I'm talking about. You can get this at any grocery store. I picked this up at Publix, and I believe it was $1.42 for the whole gallon. So it is not super cost prohibitive. So get yourself a couple gallons of this water and probably switch it out every day or two just to make sure you're keeping that cold therapy machine as clean as possible. So the reason why you don't want to use tap water, even if it's filtered, is because it contains minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron, and other dissolved solids. These minerals are what we call, or what makes up, hard water. So over time, these minerals are going to precipitate out of the water, especially if it was heated or left standing. And the standing part is usually what happens to the cold therapy machines. So this process is similar to, seeing limestone build up either in a kettle or maybe in your shower head. So what happens is when you get mineral buildup in the water, the flow gets restricted. Now the tubing on the cold therapy machines is not very wide. So what happens is patients will call in with 2 common complaints. Number 1 is they can't get the water to flow at all, or number 2 is the pad only gets cold on one side and the other side is warm. And this is quite common for somebody who has used the cold therapy machine and didn't clean it properly or didn't use distilled water, puts it in the closet away for 2, 3, 4 months, and they have another need for the cold therapy machine. They pull it back out and it doesn't work. So we dropped a couple videos on how to clean your cold therapy machine and how to clean your pad. We'll put the links down in the description box below. But if this happens to you, meaning the machine is not acting properly, there's 2 things you can do. There's a water fill line, so fill your cooler up with hot water, and you can use either bleach or vinegar. I normally would recommend vinegar. I just don't like putting bleach in these things, but you can. The manufacturer says it's okay. So you can use a 1/4 cup of bleach, and I would run it for about 30 minutes, or use a 1/2 cup of vinegar and run it for 30 minutes. These 2 things might break it free and help get the flow back into the pad and into the tubing of the cold therapy machine. Quick reminder, if you find the video helpful, please subscribe to our channel or think about giving us a like. It's a simple, free way to support us, and it helps us create content for you. Also, you can purchase the products featured in the video directly from our YouTube store. Now let's get back to the review. Key factor number 2 is we're going to try to minimize the bacterial growth. Well, no water is completely sterile. Distilled water has significantly less impurities. The impurities are what is going to foster the bacterial growth. So bacteria causes mold and can turn the inside of the pad black, and God forbid it turns any mold or causes any mold on the front of the pad. Most of these cold therapy pads go to surgery patients, and the last thing you want to do is put something like that on a surgery site, because you have a fresh incision and that could cause an infection. So we suggest throwing away any pad that has black mold on the inside. Now you can see this is an example of a cold therapy pad, and if I get it up really close, you can kind of see the water moving around in the pad. Now this is not hooked up to a machine, so it is really hard to get all the water out of the pad. So that's why it's important to try to use the best kind of water possible. And again, we did drop some videos on this, so they'll be down in the description box below. We really recommend to you, if your cold therapy pad has black mold inside it, please just throw it away. Better safe than sorry. Go ahead and get you a new pad before you put it on a surgery site. Key factor number 3 is going to be the prolonged life of the machine. By preventing buildup and using hard water in your cold therapy machine, it is definitely going to increase the lifespan of the machine. We always recommend cleaning the machine and the pad after every use if you can, and especially after you store it. The pump on the machine is not going to have to work nearly as hard if all the tubing in the pad are free of debris and clogs. Key factor number 4 is the optimal performance of your machine. Now you've just had surgery and you're looking to use your cold therapy machine, and you want to make sure that you're getting the best treatment possible. So unimpeded water flow from the pad back to the machine is going to give you the best cooling, and it's going to maximize the therapeutic benefits and the healing time of your surgery. Now that you know why you should use distilled water in your cold therapy machine, go ahead and click on our next video where we show you how to clean your cold therapy machine. And as we always like to say around here, let's get back to living.